Hello everybody, hope you are doing well. Well, in today's video we are going to be implementing the sign-in with Google, so hope you find it exciting and let's start coding. Okay, so first thing we want to do is go to our Firebase console to authentication, and here to sign in method and add new provider we will go to Google and we will enable it. For public facing name for the project it will be Pinterest, and for support email for the project it will be my email, and then I will do save. Okay, and let's wait for it to save it. Okay, perfect. Then I will download the Google Service Info playlist and then it will be done. Now I will go back here and in my utils folder I will delete this one and replace it with newly downloaded Google Service Info playlist. So I will replace it with this one. Okay, and I will name it Google Service Info.playlist without the number. Okay, perfect. Okay, from there I want to go to the documentation, so Firebase developer docs. We will go to build authentication. Okay, iOS, and we will go to sign in with Google to see what else. As you can see, we got this one to integrated Firebase, which we already did. Then this one to integrate Google sign in for iOS. So we will copy this and then go to our file, add package dependency. We will paste this. We make sure that it's checked up to next major version and we click on add package. Okay, and let's wait for it. Hopefully it doesn't take a lot of time. Okay, and while it's downloading or verifying, let's check what else we need to do. Okay, as you see, we need to import Google sign-in. Okay, then as you can see, we need to add these URL types. So let's wait for it. As you can see, it's Google sign-in and Google sign-in Swift. Let's click on add package. And that should be all. The next step, as you can see, is this one. We need to open our project configuration. Select our app in target. So here we go here, target, in our info playlist, and here in URL types. We are going to add this, and as you can see, we will give it the first client ID. So here I will call it Google sign in. And for the URL scheme, I will go to my Google Service Info playlist to my reversed client ID and I will copy it. So here in my URL type, I will give it the reversed client ID, which is perfect. Okay, let's check what else we need to do. So all this I think is already implemented. Or I think we need to copy this. So we will copy this one and go to our tutorial Pinterest app and here paste this. I will also import Google sign in. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's check what else we need to add. Okay, and I think one last thing I need to do is the client ID. and I'm going to do it using the playlist. So in my info.playlist here, I'm going to add JED client ID. It's going to be a string, and from my Google service info playlist, I'm going to take the client ID, which is this one, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, and this should be all for the configuration. Okay, so the next step I want to do is go to my view model now and create a function that is sign in with Google. So sign in Google. It will be async throws, and it will be empty for now. The second thing I want to do is in my login view being able to call my sign in with Google function. So in login view here, in this button I will have a task, and it will be try wait view model dot login or dot sign in with Google. Okay, so this is the second step I want to do. The third one, if I go back to the documentation, as you can see, let's go through it. Okay, as you can see, we got token, we got access token in the documentation. So to work with them, I want a model that gets the Google sign-in result. So in my model folder, I'm going to add a new model. It will be a new file from template. It will be a Swift file, and it will be called Google sign-in result model. And as you can see, we got the ID token, what we are going to be working with it, the access token, and probably the email. So here I'm going to have struct Google sign in result model, and here I will have let ID token of type string, let access token of type also string, and I'm going also to have the email, and I will make it optional in case this didn't return. Okay, now it's time to start implementing our sign in with Google function. So let's go to our authentication service, and here let's create an extension where we handle only the Google sign-in. So extension of auth service, and first thing I need to do also is to import the Google sign-in. Okay, and the first thing I want to do is, if you go here, let's go back to the documentation. As you can see, we got a function that says sign in with credential, and in our app we plan to use or to have sign in with Google and also the sign in with Facebook. So I will have a function that handles credential by itself, so I can use it for both Google and Facebook later. So I will have a function sign in. It will get credential as argument of type auth credential. It will be async throws, and as you can probably guess, it returns a user. Okay, so let auth data result, and we are going to use the function that we just saw, sign in with credentials. So as you saw, it's equal to try wait of auth dot let me check. Okay, sign in with credentials. So dot sign in with, and we pass the credential, and then we return the result. So auth data result dot user. Okay, that's the first step. The second step now is to use this function in our sign in with Google. So we will need a sign in with Google function. So function sign in with Google. And this function, I'm going to pass to it the model that we just created. So the one of type Google sign in result model. So I will pass tokens, and it will be of type Google sign in result model. And of course it will be async throws. And now the first thing, it will be a do, try and catch. So do, and let's have a catch in case there is a problem. I will write error during Google sign in, and I will display the error. So error dot localize the description. Okay, now the first thing is to get the credential. So let credential, it will be equal to Google auth provider dot credential with ID token. We will get the ID token from our token and the access token. Okay. The second thing we want to do is our user service, who is usually equal to result.user. We want it to be equal to whatever the sign in with credential will be returning to us. So self.user session will be equal to, and by the way, it returns the user. So to try wait sign in with credential. Okay. Once we got something in our user session, we need to get the email from it so we can check if this email exists or not. So in other words, I will do if let email equals to token.email, or not tokens, to user session.email, I apologize. Okay, in that case, we need to check if this email exists or not. If this email doesn't exist, in that case, we will upload the user data. If it does exist, so we got already the user. In that case, we just fetch the current user. So in other words, we will do if await and use our check if email exists function, and we will pass email. If the result is false, so the email doesn't exist, in that case we will do upload the user data. So try await upload user data, and for email we will pass user session dot email, and if it's nil, an empty string. Okay, for ID it will be user session dot uid, else it will be uuid string, so something created. For name it will be also user session dot display name, else an empty string. For gender, I will pass an empty string for now. For birth date, also an empty string. And for selected interest, I will pass an empty array. Okay. Okay, and I think here I need to, because it's optional. Okay, this is the first case. There is another case where the user does exist or the email does exist. In that case, all we need to do is just to fetch the current user. So in other words, try wait user service dot shared dot fetch current user, and this should be all to get the current user. Okay, perfect so far. The second thing I want to do is to be able to have sign in with Google Helper, where we got a sign in method that I'm going to use it later. So, or before that, because I'm going to need the top view controller and I will need to take into consideration all the cases. So I'm going to go to my utils folder here and I'm going to create a new file from template. It will be a Swift file and I'm going to call it utilities. Okay, and here I'm going to import UI kit because I'm going to need the view controller, and because we are in SwiftUI, I will need UI kit to get this. So you are going to understand it later. So final class utilities, I will have a static let shared as always equal utilities and private var init. Okay, then I need my top view controller function. This is a function that will enable me to know the top view controller, so the controller in which we are currently. So we are going to use it in my helper function. That's why I'm going to use it. So top view controller and we will pass controller of type UI view controller. It's optional and by default equal to nil. And this will return to me the UI view controller. And again, you will understand why we are writing this when we start implementing our helper function. So, okay, once we do the top view controller, okay, I want it to be executed on the main thread, so I'm going to add admin actor. And here I got three cases. A case where I got a navigation controller, a case where I got a tab controller, and the other case. So I got three cases. I will start with the first one. Or before starting with first one, I will do let controller. I need to get the root view controller, so it will be equal to controller else UI application dot shared dot key window dot root view controller. Okay, and for the warning, it's only a problem when you are using a game, but in this case we got only one key window, so there won't be any problem. Let's handle the first case where we got a navigation controller. So if let navigation controller is equal to controller as UI navigation controller, and here we will return top view controller of navigation controller dot visible view controller. That's the first case. The second case is if we got a tab controller, so if let tab controller is equal to controller as UI tab bar controller, and here it will be if let selected is equal to tab bar controller dot selected tab view controller. In this case we will return top view controller with controller selected, and the last one is the case where we got so if let presented is equal to controller dot presented view controller, and in this case of course we will return top view controller with presented, and of course finally you need to return the controller, so we will return the controller. Okay, and this should be all, and apparently it's complaining okay about something, so okay, because this should be optional. So that's all. Now that we did this, all we need to do is go to our helper that we will be using in our view model. So let's go to here to I think inside my service I will add a new file from template. It will be a Swift file, and I'm going to call it sign in Google helper, and this is a clean way of doing it. Later we will do the same thing for Facebook, so I'm going to import Google sign in, and here I'm going to make a function that returns the Google sign-in result model. So if you go to my auth service, as you can see, I'm passing here the Google sign-in result model. So I need a function that returns to me this, so I can pass it as an argument to my sign-in with Google function. So that's why I'm implementing this class. So final class sign in with Google helper, and here I'm going to implement a function sign in. It will be async throws, and it will return to me the Google sign in result model, which is the one that we are going to pass as an argument to our sign in with Google. Okay, I want it to be executed on the main thread, so I will add admin actor. And here the first thing, we are going to use the one we just got, our top view controller. So here I will do guard let top view controller will be equal to utilities dot shared dot top view controller else let's throw an error, whatever. So throw I don't know URL error, for example, of .bad server response, for example. It doesn't matter, to be honest. Okay, from there I'm going to use it. So let Google ID sign in result will be equal to try wait JD sign in dot shared instance dot sign in with presenting, and as you can see it takes a view controller, so I'm going to pass my top view controller. Then I need the ID token, so guardlet ID token will be of type string, and it will be equal to GAD signing result dot user. I think okay, I made a small mistake, I apologize. Designing result dot user dot ID token. Okay, and it's optional, so and it's not even a string, I think so. Dot token string. Else let's throw an error, so throw the same error I will throw it, so URL error of dot path server response. From there I need also my access token, so let access token of type string, and it will be equal to GID signing result dot user dot access token. Okay, and I think also dot token string. And last thing, I need the email, so let email of type string, and it will be equal to GID signing result dot user dot, I think, dot profile dot email. Okay, perfect. Then I will return my tokens, so it will be let tokens, and I will use my model, so Google sign result model. It will be, I will pass the ID token for ID token, the access token for access token, and the email for email, and I will return my tokens, and this should be all. Now I can finally use it in my view model. So if I go to my login view model here, now I can call my helper, so let helper equal sign in with Google helper. Then I can get the tokens, so let tokens equal try wait helper dot sign in, and from there I can use my sign in with Google function, so try wait auth servers dot share dot sign in with Google and pass the tokens, and this should be all. So now if I try to run this, hopefully everything will be working, and finger crossed we don't face any kind of problem. I think it's already a long video, longer than I would expect, but anyway, try to keep it as organized as possible, so let's hope it works and we don't face any issue that may make the video a little bit longer, and also let's hope it doesn't take a lot of time to run the project. So finger crossed everything is working, so let's wait for it, and I really hope we don't face any problem. Okay, so let's wait for it. Okay, and a moment of truth, so hopefully it works and we don't face any problems. So that in the next video we handle the Facebook sign in, and it will be very similar to the one with Google in the way we will be handling it. So Okay, so let's wait for it. Okay, perfect. Now the moment of truth when I click on continue with Google. Okay, so it tells me tutorial Pinterest want to use google.com to sign in. Let's click on continue. Okay, so let's wait for it. I got an account that is already logged in, so I will do log in and okay, great. We are logged in, which is perfect. To be sure that everything worked perfectly, we need to go to our authentication here and okay, I forgot to close this one. So under authentication, as you can see, there is this one email that logged in using this provider, which is perfect. If I go to my Firebase database, I should have also a new user. Okay, as you can see with the email and everything, which is perfect. So that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.